A very good evening, dear viewers. Welcome to the English News Bulletin here on Rwanda Television. Let me mention that it is the last bulletin of the year. We hope that we'll be with you throughout this bulletin. We'll begin with the headlines. The President of the Republic of Rwanda, His Excellency Paul Kagame, wished Rwandans and friends of Rwanda a Happy New Year. Rwanda's economy has shown strong performance despite facing several global and regional challenges. My name is Olim Nete, and it's a pleasure to have you today on the 31st of December 2025, the last day of the year. Let us take a look at the news in details. The President of the Republic of Rwanda, His Excellency Paul Kagame, wished Rwandans and friends of Rwanda a happy new year of 2026 and highlighted the country's key achievements in 2025, including hosting global events and more. He made these remarks in his end-of-year address to the nation.
Several milestone events this year elevated Rwanda's profile internationally. The International Security Conference on Africa was held for the first time, and the African School of Governance matriculated its first class of students from all around Africa. We also convened a new annual event on nuclear power innovation for Africa. This reaffirms that Rwandans and Africans generally have the power to define who we are, what we stand for, and where we are going. The defining moment of 2025 was undoubtedly hosting the UCI World Cycling Championships. Bringing this competition and its elite athletes to Kigali's streets was a source of immense pride for our nation. I congratulate everyone involved in making these events a success. Sports unifies and empowers communities across all boundaries. The world saw Rwanda and Africa in a new light. And much as we are not yet on top in football, the prospects for the future are promising thanks to the help of FIFA in building ourselves up. We also look forward to hosting the FIFA series next year. With the infrastructure we have built, our long-term ambition is to nurture the next generation of Rwandan talent to compete and excel. This month, Rwanda and the DRC signed the Washington Accords. I thank the United States and Qatar, alongside our African institutions, for supporting this peace process. It is a critical step toward addressing the root causes of conflict in Eastern DRC and restoring regional stability. Rwanda is fully committed to implementing this agreement, but any threat to the peace and security of our people is unacceptable. The threat of state-supported violent extremism is unfortunately still very real. Ahazaza dukwiriye harashoboka. Tugomba kuguma mu nzira nziza, tugakomeza kugira icyizere kandi tugakomeza gutera imbere. Mu gihe twizihiza impera z'umwaka, ndasaba buri wese kwitwararika no kwita ku mutekano wacu n'uw'abadukikije. Buri wese afite uruhare rukomeye kugira ngo tugere ku ntego zacu. Jyewe n'umuryango wanjye twifurije Abanyarwanda n'inshuti z'u Rwanda umwaka mushya muhire w'ibyishimo n'uburumbuke.
Now, moving ahead to other matters, as 2025 comes to an end, Rwanda's economy has shown strong performance despite facing several global and regional challenges. Let us begin with economic growth. Rwanda's gross domestic product continued to rise steadily throughout the year. In the first quarter of 2025, GDP grew by 6.5%, followed by 7.8% in the second quarter, and reaching an impressive 11.8% in the third quarter. This growth reflects strong recovery and resilience across key sectors of the economy. Turning to the national budget, the government approved a 21% increase in the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget, which now stands at more than 7,000 billion Rwandan francs, up from more than 5,000 billion Rwandan francs in the previous year. Of this budget, 60%, equivalent to 4,105.2 billion Rwandan francs, will be financed through domestic taxes. 31.4% will come from loans, while 8.6% will be sourced from grants and donations. This has pushed Rwanda's budget self-reliance to 91.4%, with external aid now accounting for less than 9%, highlighting the country's progress toward financial independence. On the international front, Rwanda and the United States and the Democratic Republic of Congo signed the Washington Accord aimed at strengthening regional economic integration. The agreements focus on key areas including energy projects such as Rusizi III and Lake Kivu methane gas, transport and technology development, including the Labito corridor and one-stop border posts, and mining, with emphasis on fighting illegal mining, promoting value addition, and sharing mining revenues. They also cover conservation and tourism, with joint management of Virunga and Volcanoes national parks and the introduction of a shared tourism visa. In addition, the agreements promote cooperation in public health, including disease prevention, vaccine services, and attracting health sector investors. However, despite these positive developments, the economy faced several challenges in 2025. Global trade tariffs, particularly related to the U.S. import policies, affected international trade flows. There were also reductions in foreign aid, including funding previously provided through agencies such as the USAID. At the same time, food prices increased due to reduced agricultural production, while fuel prices remained high because of pressure on the international oil market. While 2025 presented economic challenges, Rwanda demonstrated resilience through strong growth, increased budget self-reliance, and strategic regional cooperation, positioning the country well as it enters the year 2026, as Teddy Kaberuka, economic expert, explains.
Navuga ko urebye ukuntu isoko rihagaze
First of all, considering the current market situation, the government made every possible effort to counter the severity of the shocks. We cannot say that they caused major damage, although there have been noticeable effects, such as increases in commodity prices on the market. Another important step the government took was closing the gaps created when external funds were stopped. This means that resources which could have been used for other activities were redirected to address these shocks. Despite this challenge, the government chose to act in the best interest of citizens, ensuring that essential services were not disrupted due to the suspension of funds in various sectors, including health and others. I believe this was a commendable decision. I also appreciate the government's efforts to strengthen the country's economy without relying heavily on external support. Overall, I would say the country has performed well economically. Moving ahead, the spokesperson of the Rwanda National Police, ACP Boniface Rutikanga, noted that the National Police is fully prepared to assist Rwandans as they end this year of 2025 and enter the new year 2026 in complete safety. ACP Boniface Rutikanga also urged the public to refrain from any actions that could disrupt security, including violence, excessive alcohol consumption, and driving under the influence of alcohol, noting that such behaviors threaten public order and the safety of citizens. We have details.
I wish to give assurance that all planned events tonight are going to be in a peaceful environment, because our past experience shows that we can do that. But also we are already putting mechanism in place, deploying police officers, to ensure that the smooth entrance of the sites, to ensure smooth exits of the sites, but also to ensure the smooth conduct of firework display where they are designated to happen tonight. So whether it's along the main roads, I mean highways, whether it's around the main sites where the fireworks are going to be displayed, whether it's along our neighborhood and streets, police has put very good mechanisms to make sure that everyone who is in Rwanda, who is up country, who is around Kigali city, who is moving, who is still at the home, who is in public spaces, who is enjoying in nightclubs, who is in the entertainment venues, they all enjoy peacefully. However, we do remind that for those who take alcoholic drinks, to drink responsibly. Refrain from the giving alcohol to the child younger than 18, I mean minors, but also refrain from drink and then go to drive. There's two options. You either drink, don't drive, or you choose to drive and don't drink. You cannot combine both. So we kind of advise the public to drink, enjoy responsibly. Police, we are there to ensure that the events that are planned tonight to celebrate end of the year and the beginning of a new year are conducted peacefully. That is our main objective. Now, for the coming year, 2026, we are sure that we'll be there too. So I take the opportunity to wish every Rwandan a happy new year, 2026, and we hope to partner with the Rwandan as usual to do much more and better in the coming year.
And that is the message from the Rwanda National Police. And now moving ahead, residents from the northern province, as well as those in Nyabihu district in the western province, say they are ending the year 2025 satisfied with the agriculture and livestock production they achieved, which will help them begin 2026 by sharing meals with their families as they celebrate the new year. The leadership of the northern province has urged citizens to celebrate with their families while avoiding waste of their harvests, reminding them that life will continue even after the festive season. Across various farms in the district of Musanze, Nyabihu, Gakenke, Burera, and other areas of the northern province, farmers are busy harvesting potatoes and other crops in preparation for the New Year celebrations this Thursday. Farmers commend the good yields they are obtaining, attributing them to agricultural inputs provided by the government. In addition to the harvest, farmers are currently enjoying other crops expected to be harvested in the coming days. Livestock farmers are also pleased that the year 2025 brought them positive outcomes, including the availability of quality animal feed and an increase in milk production. Traders in markets across the northern province also commend the continued availability of sufficient food supplies during the festive period. The governor of the northern province, Mugabagahunde Maurice, stated that the year 2025 ended with significant progress in agriculture and livestock farming. However, he advised citizens to celebrate with their families while avoiding unnecessary waste. The northern province, during the 2026 agricultural season, a total area of 120,845 hectares will be cultivated. This includes 46,846 hectares planted with maize, more than 16,000 hectares with potatoes, over 52,000 hectares with beans, and 159 hectares with cassava. In efforts to develop livestock farming in the northern province during the 2025-2026 period, farmers produced 108,475 liters of milk per day from 286,203 cows, including 95,357 cows distributed under the Girinka program. Now to other matters. Women convicted of various crimes and currently held in the correctional facilities across the country say they have been abandoned by their families, especially their husbands. The Rwanda Correctional Service say this is a worrying issue, as there are women who have spent more than 10 years without being visited by their families. On Saturdays, they day officially set aside for visiting inmates and Nyarugenge prison, one can clearly see the disparity in how female and male prisoners are visited. Outside the entrance where visitors enter, there is usually a large crowd, but once inside, most of them head to one section of the area where male inmates are visited. In this section, loudspeakers are used to inform visitors when their relative has arrived. Even in people's behavior during visits, the difference is evident. Women appear very happy when they see their imprisoned husbands. The Rwanda Correctional Service notes that women, children, and elderly people in Rwanda's correctional facilities are often abandoned by the families. He notes that this also affects the rehabilitation process, as these individuals are frequently left in the state of hopelessness. The Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion also says it is aware of this issue and considers it worrying, reminding families not to stigmatize women who are in prison. The inequality in how female and male inmates are visited is also reflected in the statistics. In the first 3 weeks of December 2025, about 4,000 people visited male inmates at the Nyarugenge prison, while just over 500 visitors, mostly women and children, visited female inmates at the same facility. And this surely marks the end of today's bulletin. Thank you so much, dear viewers, for being with us throughout the year of 2025. We wish you a happy 2026. See you next year.